No, I think he probably could have changed the whole defence and it wouldn't be too bad.
Good bit of skill from Messi, gets the ball away, and now McAllister moves it on. Acuna crosses deep to the far post. It's headed away by the L3 back line. Now it fed wide to Di Maria, who gets it onto his left foot, chops back onto his right, wants it back on his left again to cross, sets it up here for De Paul outside the box. Mexico holding the line inside the box as De Paul's cross is blocked, and blocked really well on that side, out for a throw by Andres Guardado. So 2 minutes in, real intent from Argentina then. We've seen the first bit of skill from Lionel Messi as well to get away from two players in the centre of the pitch. And they throw it back to their defenders. Montiel from Martinez's pass down the line. And then a bit of a miscontrol, sees it go out for a throw. Throw to Mexico this time. Situation in the group is that Poland's victory over Saudi Arabia earlier today means that Argentina, a draw might give them a shot at qualification anyway if they can beat Poland in the last game. So just don't lose this game really would be the first objective for Lionel Scaloni's side. But they will want to win, of course. They will want to make things easier and still retain some hope of winning the group and making things a little bit easy for them in the knockout phase.
Yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, losing you're out, simple as that for Argentina. So no, they won't want Lionel Messi's. You feel this is his last World Cup, like it could be for a few of the superstars of football at the moment. You know, his last World Cup, his last chance to win the tournament. So they'll want to keep going, want to get out of the group at least, and like you said, give them a chance of lifting the Jules Rimet trophy. Well,
they've had virtually a monopoly on possession so far as Martinez passes it out from the back. Otamendi to Montiel. He goes long with a high ball towards halfway. It's headed away by the Mexican defender Cesar Montes. Drops now to Acuna. Fed on to De Paul. Centre of the pitch inside the Argentina half. Now to Di Maria. Tends to make things happen when he gets on the ball, Di Maria. Plays it square to Messi. Wearing the number 10 shirt, early ball into the feet of Martinez, laid off, but it's knocked away by Guardado again. This is a chance here on a counter-attack for Mexico, though. Good layoff here to the near side for Vega. He's been pulled back, though, for a foul near the halfway line, and Hector Herrera is already haranguing the referee. Vega claims he never touched the player in question. I think it might be De Paul who's gone down there holding his face, and the referee, Daniele Orsato, one of FIFA's most experienced officials, is already having to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, he puts the arm out, he's just trying to protect himself, and he does catch him, but not as much as the Argentina man Montiel is making out. So he's not going to keep it down. He's still down on the floor, and he's in the fetal position on the pitch. I mean, it's poor form for Montiel. It really, really is. I mean, they're surrounding the referee, saying, "Come on, have a look at the VAR," which they will. But it's okay. It's a foul. It's a foul, but it's nothing more than that.
I think they were very lucky that the referee gave that as a free kick there. Could so easily have allowed play on and waited for VAR to intervene had they scored. But Montiel, he gets caught here, and they're actually, there's the 2-on-2. In fact, it would have been maybe 2-on-1 for Mexico after 5 minutes of the game to get caught out from the halfway line like that. I mean, they didn't because it was a foul, but it was so close to being a run-through on goal for Mexico there.
Yeah, it's the issue with Argentina, isn't it? With so many attacking players on there, and everyone wants to get forward, and they're on the front foot, and they're seeing all the possession. And Mexico have just got to try and soak up as much of the pressure as they can, but then use the pace they've got, try and hit them on the break. And I think that's what Saudi Arabia did really, really well against them. They allowed Argentina on to them, then broke quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. And also for Argentina, if they don't get an early goal, then obviously the crowd, there looks to be a lot of Argentina supporters in the stadium. They'll be getting a little bit anxious and a little bit frustrated with things.
Well, looks like Montiel's going to be okay. Surprise, surprise. James, last time I did a commentary with you, there was 24 minutes of stoppage time played between Iran and England. Could we be on for something similar today?
I hope not, but we did have 8 goals, so I'd like the 8 goals to happen,
okay,
not the 24 minutes of added time.
Manchester United defender Martinez passes it out to Acuna, and then it's popped back into midfield. There's a sliced ball across the pitch by Alexis McAllister, but it actually reaches its target. It's well brought down by Montiel. He's back on the field, 11v11 again. Now Di Maria forced back by decent pressure there from Jesus Gallardo. Goes back to Otamendi, strides out of his penalty area, knocks it square to Martinez. two Martinezes today. Lisandro, in fact, three Martinezes for Argentina today. Lisandro, Emiliano, and Lautaro. And that's been given away by De Paul now. And there's a chance here for Alexis Vega to get across it. He plays it low towards the penalty spot. It's a poor clearance there. Back to the edge of the box from McAllister. Got a bit lucky there. I thought it was Rodriguez who played it. Mexico continued down the right this time. Fullbacks up there. Kevin Alvarez. He knocks it back now to the supporting Cesar Montes. And Mexico getting the first real sort of sustained bit of possession here as they move it down to the right-hand corner flag. Attempted cross is blocked. Herving Lozano's cross blocked by Lisandro Martinez out for a corner.
Good play for Mexico. I mean, Alexis Vega, not seen much of him, but he looks like a real sort of Rottweiler, doesn't he? You know, he's a stocky character who's going to get stuck into the Argentina players, which I think is exactly what you need. Don't give them a moment to rest and just get into them. Give them little niggles, you know, here and there off the ball and just make them uncomfortable.
So first corner of the game, they've got two players over there to take it. Not seen much of this in the World Cup where you've got a left and right-footed option to take the corner. I'm not really sure what value there is from that, to be honest, but it is going to be a right-footed low ball into the near post. Terrible delivery. Messi there to knock it away at the near post. Mexico quite fortunate there that didn't turn out very badly for them.
That was absolutely dreadful. Don't know what they were really trying there. It was just a completely non-existent training ground move that was straight to Messi in the box.
Yeah, if you've got two players over, it's going to be a free kick to Mexico now for a foul on Gallardo, or is it might be Hector Herrera who's holding his knees there in pain after a challenge from Montiel.
It's just completely late, isn't he? He just throws his leg in and the ball's not there. Yeah, it's a foul, it's a free kick. And I mean, Argentina haven't seen most of the ball in the opening 5 minutes. Mexico just grown into it a little bit, and they noticed as well Mexico, they're stepping more into Argentina's half. So Argentina passing it, you know, in their own defensive third into midfield. And Mexico have got at least 4 or 5 players in Argentina's half putting a bit of press on.
Yeah, it was the baby-faced Herving Lozano who was upended there by Montiel, and it is a free kick to Mexico about 40 yards out from goal. 2 over the ball, but Vega's going to leave this one as it's swung in towards the near post and almost touched in towards the far post before it goes wide. Not great defending from Argentina there on that free kick as they allowed, I think it was one of the defenders there, maybe Hector Moreno, to get in.
Yeah, it's 3 Cesar Montes. The ball in's not bad, but it's coming straight towards him. It's difficult. I think he's just trying to get sort of a toe poke or, you know, the studs, the boot on it, and just try and divert it goalwards. But yeah, not bad there for Mexico. And I mean, looking at it from a Mexican perspective, you're not seeing anything from this Argentina side that you're overly worried about.
Headed clearance from Gallardo, drops in midfield. Miscommunication there between the two central midfielders, gives it to Lozano. He tries to feed it across to Vega, but good coverage from Montiel to head it back to Emi Martinez. The Aston Villa keeper rolls it out. So far, not so good for Argentina, I would say. They've had more of the ball, but they've looked a bit disorganised at times. Something for Mexico to seize upon if they can, as the ball's played riskily into De Paul's path in midfield. He's been nibbled away out there by Luis Chavez. And the referee's already coming across to wag his finger at the Mexican midfield there. Daniele Orsato, I think he's been put in charge of this game because it is a powder keg between these two nations. They've faced each other 3 times in World Cup history. Mexico have lost all 3, the last of which was 2010. Javier Hernandez scored in a 3-1 defeat. They lost 2-1 after extra time in the previous World Cup 2006. And back in 1930, they lost 6-3 to Argentina. So not a great history against this opponent at this stage.
It's disappointing. I think they've not won in the last 10 meetings either, Mexico. They've lost 8. One of those were on extra time, one was on penalties, and they've drawn 2. I think it's 2004 Copa America is the last time Mexico won.
You're going to feel after that kind of sequence of results there's going to be some sort of psychological block there to getting the win, but it's been a fairly positive start from them so far. They are stepping onto it now, aren't they, like you say, after conceding a lot of the territory in the opening minute. Messi's got the ball again as he tries to link up here with Martinez. He's gone down holding his knee, and both the referee and James here beside me say, get up, Lautaro. As that's cleared by the keeper, headed back down by Montiel. He's now out of position here as Vega's trying to run in behind, tries to flick it through. Good coverage there from Otamendi. And then another reckless challenge. 2 players going in there off the ground, out of control. Gallardo was going in with De Paul, and there's just absolutely no prisoners taken with that challenge. It's going to be a throw in, though.
No, straight in there. What's it, 38 or something? Oh, he's around that age as Guardado, but going straight into him there. But it's good to see. I mean, just looking at the Argentina sort of squad they have, and I don't know, it's been an issue for Argentina for a little bit in terms of going far in tournaments, is the midfield. It's sort of having a playmaker from midfield. Of course, Messi plays further up, but you know, you look at the forwards they've got on the bench. I mean, Julian Alvarez being one of them, Paulo Dybala is another, Angel Correa. Blessed with players that want to go and score the goals, but nobody who wants to sit in there and maybe do a bit of the hard yards. Yeah,
maybe McAllister is the one that Scaloni's banking on to do some of that today. He played a few friendlies before the tournament, missed out on the opening game against Saudi Arabia, but he's been drafted in today, the bright man. He's in good form for his club, as we know. He's been playing really well in the Premier League. That ball's half cleared under pressure from an Argentinian challenge. De Paul has gone out for a throw. And Tata Martino is already making a few gestures to, I think, the referee in the middle about that decision. He felt perhaps it could have been a Mexico throw. Otamendi passes it back across towards his goalkeeper and then goes to collect it from Martinez. Once of Manchester City, Otamendi plays it out to the right-hand side for Montiel. He's pushed up high on the right-hand side. He's lost it now, though, in a challenge with Guardado, and the Mexican veteran is disappointed there. The referee's given the throw in the other way. And again, he's taken it a little bit too far, his protest here, Guardado. I think the referee's going to have a word with him. Hyped up, I think, there, the Mexican star.
Yeah, definitely involved in the game. It would be quite interesting to see Mexico win, and Tata Martino is the one to put them out, having been in charge before. I don't think he was overly loved, I don't think, during his time as the Argentina boss, 2014, 2016.
Yeah, he took him to the World Cup final, though, didn't he? I mean, that's not many have done that.
And then he gets booted. It's a strange one.
Yeah, politics playing the part. I think Lionel Scaloni is fortunate to have the job, but you know, they've obviously seen what he's done at a lower level and felt that he could cut it at tournament level with Argentina. Messi's pass doesn't quite, well, it's not controlled by De Paul. It's stolen back here by Vega. He's had a very good start to the game. He sets up Lozano down the left-hand side before a challenge from Martinez knocks it out for a throw. Sliding tackle. I mean, it's basically slide first, ask questions later, isn't it, from all these challenges going in.
I like it. That's what Mexico have got to do. They've got to get in there. They've got to unsettle Argentina and not give them that confidence when the ball comes. You know, when they get the ball, that they're going to be able to have time and space to try and work something.
Hector Moreno tries to spray the ball out to the opposite flank, the Mexican right, where it's brought down by Kevin Alvarez. Now, just move it back into midfield. Hector Herrera, and then over to Hector Moreno once more. Fizzed into the feet of Herrera. And former Porto man knocks it back to Nestor Araujo. Now it's played into Herrera's feet again. Work back to the right-hand side. Lost there by Hirving Lozano. Lautaro Martinez knocks it back, but only to the benefit of Lozano again, who tries to move across the edge of the box. Great challenge comes in from Otamendi, and he's been taken out there by a stray elbow, I think, by Vega, and the referee's given a free kick, but not for the foul on Otamendi, although he is having a word with Vega.
Yeah, he's not enjoying it, Argentina, though. A couple of challenges that are coming in on them. Again, is there much there? I don't think there's a huge amount, really, to go over like he did, but Argentina haven't really been able to get any sort of pattern in this game so far.
Yeah, well, Albi Celeste have it again. They've dominated possession, but haven't really threatened any serious chances in the last few minutes. Messi from deep works it wide to the left-hand side. McAllister chops back and then plays it. No, he doesn't. He turns away and then tries to go down the left-hand side. He's done pretty well there to get around his man. Knocks it infield to Messi now. Messi feints to put it in the box and then plays it back, and it's off the referee there. And referee Daniel Osato has to blow the whistle as De Paul's pass aimed out towards the left-hand side comes off his shins.
A little bit frustrating there for Argentina, that the move that was maybe starting to get going for them, but it always is when Messi gets the ball, they take a little bit, don't they? He's just got the vision to look forward.
Yeah, that was a nice combination between Messi and McAllister moments ago over towards that that left-hand side of the attacking formation. Now McAllister tries to fizz it into the feet of Messi again from deep. He's lost the return ball though. It's sent forward by Guardado up towards the halfway line. Towering header from Martinez. It falls to the other Martinez in the outfield system for Argentina, and he's then fouled his man and given away a free kick, which the referee is just giving him his final warning here, I think.
It's a bit scrappy, isn't it? Both sets of players, to be fair, are going down quite extravagantly, I would say. And he's saying that there was a little arm maybe from Lautaro Martinez here when he goes for the challenge.
Oof. And there's an absolute torpedo of a header from Guardado.
How is that a free kick to Mexico? Guardado's just gone in.
Because he handballed it first, hasn't he? He's saying
right, okay, fair enough. I thought he'd given it as if Lautaro Martinez had sort of stuck his arm into Guardado, but he just comes in with a head to the chest.
There's a few players out there playing El Loco football, and they're very much on the edge. It would not surprise me if we saw a very early yellow card in this one just to calm things down, but I don't think it would have too much effect, to be honest, so maybe that's why Osato has not bothered. There's a few yellow card worthy challenges going on, certainly by the standard set elsewhere in the World Cup. Over on the far side, Mexico have a throw. Goalless after 18 minutes of this Group C contest. Absolutely huge game in terms of the first group stage of this World Cup. Bit of jeopardy here for one of the pre-tournament favourites as they come under some pressure now. Challenge there, won by Otamendi, drops to Rodriguez. He tries to slip it forward. Di Maria's gone down. No free kick, says the referee, and it's played back to goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa. And it's the first time, really, Ochoa's had to touch this ball. He's got red goalkeeper top and blue shorts and socks on today. Not really had to do much at all in the opening 18 and a half minutes.
Nothing for either keeper yet, unfortunately, isn't it? You know, Martinez and Ochoa, they've been bystanders for the respective sides, and it feels like it's brimming, doesn't it? Either it's brimming with a big challenge going to come in and then it'll all kick off, or just some sort of chance potentially, but we've not really come close to any keeper having to make any sort of save.
Yeah, good ball up towards Lozano, tries to turn here, gets away from Rodriguez, who fouls him as he tries to go back and recover. And that's going to be a free kick to Mexico in a pretty good area. In fact, it was Rodriguez who was completely bypassed, and then Otamendi had to foul him.
I think that's good play from Lozano. I think he knows he's trapped by at least 3 players, but he just puts his body in the way, in between the ball and Otamendi, and Otamendi's willing to run through the back of him.
So this is a little bit too far out maybe for a curling free kick. They might go with a bit of power. Back in the day, Rafa Marquez would be lining up to take this one and have it rolled to him. The headband-wearing centre-back, who was the cornerstone of the Mexican defence for well over a decade. But his days are long gone. Have they got anybody that can hit one from this kind of range? Vega is hanging around, but he's not got the run-up that would really suffice for a big hit. Maybe it's going to be chipped into an area here. Guardado's also over the ball. Argentina with everybody behind it, including Lionel Messi, who's probably going to be asked to stand in the wall. Doesn't seem keen to do so. He's there next to McAllister in a 2-man wall. So Vega, right-footed option. Looks like he is going to hit this now. He's moved back a little bit further. Are they going to try and test Emi Martinez? No, he leaves it for Guardado, who plays it short to the edge of the box. Then it's chipped in by Herrera to the far post, and the keeper's come. He's dropped it, but he's all right. It bounces straight back into his breadbasket.
I mean, that's the corner and the free kick. You know, Mexico tried some weird little training ground routine. You just think, get the ball in. Just try. You know, don't be so complicated. I think with your play. Yeah, a bit of a strange one for me.
Coming up to 21 minutes gone in this Group C clash between Argentina and Mexico at the Lusail Iconic Stadium. Still goalless, and really neither goalkeeper's been worked so far, bar the odd bit of dealing with a back pass or an aerial ball like that last one that Martinez just about got away with on the second attempt. That's a loose ball that Otamendi has to chase back towards his own goal, but he then passes it back to the Villa keeper, who clears up towards the halfway line, headed down by Herrera and picked up by De Paul, but given away. And then Messi's trying to make a challenge. It's almost fallen there to Acuna, who's rolling around in agony after a tackle from Araujo. And could this be the first yellow card of the match? Yes, it is, as the Mexican centre-back Nestor Araujo, for that tackle on Acuna, goes into referee Daniel Osato's notepad.
Taking that long, has it? Nearly 22 minutes and the first yellow's come out. I mean, he does get the ball first, but then the left foot just goes in the side of the ankle. It's sort of not in control. I think is probably there for Morajo, and the boot was slightly high, so it's probably a rightful yellow card.
Yellow card every day of the week, and he's still down. Hurt is Marcus Acuna. The Sevilla fullback, very good attacking fullback. So we've reached the midpoint of the first half in this game. It's still Argentina 0, Mexico 0, barring a great deal of stoppage time at the end of the first half. James, it's over to you.
You're not going to stitch me up again with plus 14 minutes on the first half. But yeah, it's you know, no chances yet, but it's been enthralling in terms of just feel like it's right on the cusp of brimming over, and it's quite a sort of a niggly game. There's a few challengers going in there. Mexico have set their stall out just to get into this Argentina side. Argentina aren't really liking that. As Di Maria has it now on this right-hand side, he drifts in the field, then tries a little 1-2 with Messi. The ball breaks actually towards the Mexican defence in the end, who just clear it away. It's smashed out towards the halfway and out for a throw-in for Argentina. But looking at the Argentina side, I don't know. It feels as if they're playing with a little bit of nerves in terms of, obviously they know if they lose, then they're out. And I don't know, you get the sense that a few of the players are playing like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a real psychological barrier to be overcome at the moment for Argentina. I think they've probably been, as a squad, the most committed to focusing on this tournament for some time now. You know, the way that the players have pulled out of league games towards the end of the season before the World Cup, the way that the Argentinian players defied their clubs to go and play that rearranged World Cup qualifier against Brazil, because it just feels like they're all absolutely invested in winning this World Cup for Lionel Messi and obviously the country as well. And I think the nerves and the whole occasion starting to get the better of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously Argentina were second favourites in most places. Brazil were the favourites, and it was all the storyline of Messi his last World Cup. Could be Neymar's last World Cup as well. Now he's out injured for, I think, the next game at least, and probably the last group game for Brazil as well. As Argentina coming forward down the right, ball into the area. It's a sliced overhit ball though from Montiel behind for a goal kick, and sort of at least a half opportunity there.
Needs better quality from Montiel there. He's actually probably offside when the ball comes to him, and he really makes a hash of his cross there, the Sevilla man.
That's not great at all, and if it had gone in, Montiel would have been flagged offside.
Yeah, he's keeping Juan Foyth out, isn't he? The former Tottenham defender who he's been a bit up and down when he's played for Argentina. I think he's one of these defenders that, you know, he's a good defender, Juan Foyth, but when he's in that situation, you're not going to get much quality from him there either.
No, it is. It's the issue with a few of them, isn't it? They're solid defensively usually. Argentina, obviously they weren't in the last game, but it's an area of the game they have tried to improve on. But yeah, for me, it's just at the minute it's just that midfield. I mean, Guido Rodriguez for Argentina, I don't think we've really mentioned him bar just now. In this match, I mean, Rodrigo de Paul just seems to be bypassing those two at the moment. It's going from defence to Messi or defence to Di Maria. It's not really a gradual build-up. It just seems to be a bit too sort of forceful and too quick from Argentina.
The more I think of it, I think, you know, the fullbacks are definitely a really weak area for Argentina. He's changed the sort of personnel today, but I think it's such an important position in modern football, isn't it? You know, you get up and down the pitch, you have to have quality in both sides of the game, defensively and attacking, and I just don't see that these guys are anywhere near the right balance. You know, Acuña's probably better attacking than defending, but he's weak going back here. And then on the other side, Montiel offers very little going forward, and he might be just good enough to play in defence.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm sort of looking at the recent call-ups as well for Argentina players that didn't make the World Cup squad, and I think it just shows as well where the manager's thinking is, because he's tried so many people recently. I mean, there's 7 defenders that he's tried. He's got 4 other goalkeepers. He's got about 12, 13 midfielders, and there's still another 6 forwards on there that he's had in recent squads. So it's as if they don't, you know, there's no sort of nailed-on standout candidates. I think when you think of other squads and other sort of favourites going in the tournament, you could have probably named 22, 23 of their sort of 26-player squads.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I think the Netherlands, you know, they've not had a great start to the tournament, but they've got quality in the full-back positions. England, obviously, fairly steady operators there. France have got good. We saw a great full-back combining with Mbappe today, didn't we, in that game against Denmark? You know, that'll be an area I think which might sort out the wheat from the chaff in the knockout stages. You know, which teams have got the full-backs that can do both sides of the game.
Yeah, Argentina are trying to come forward down the left, and there's an attempt here. Has that ball gone out of play? I think it probably has, although it's come from a Mexican player. Lasso will be a corner kick. It was down the left-hand side. Marcos Acuna, who was trying to wiggle his way through. Is that Kevin Alvarez then, who's down on the floor holding his leg? Has he just been caught slightly?
Yes, he has.
Ouch.
That was either very unfortunate or very cynical from Acuna.
Yeah, so I mean, Acuna's got it down the left and he's faked to cross it, and Alvarez has slid in trying to block it, and then the right foot of Acuna has gone down to try and plant and then whip it in with his left, and he's just stood right on the side of Alvarez's sort of lower leg. And yeah, I'm going to give Acuna the benefit of the doubt and say that he didn't need to do that.
I mean, it's one of those where, I mean, Alvarez is right to make the point to the referee. Just look at my leg. You know, if you're going to give a yellow card to my teammate, you know, minutes ago for something a bit reckless, then surely Acuna deserves one for that.
Yeah, no, he does have a point. It's interesting, but I suppose you'll never know whether Acuna meant to do it or not. I don't think
they've taken intent out of the law book, you know. So it's not whether you can prove, and you clearly can't prove whether Acuna meant to do that or not, but he's basically stamped on a player's foot, an ankle, and he went out. He did sort of go out of his usual, you know, line of running to do that.
Yeah, no, that is true. I'm sure it's an interesting one. I mean, VAR have looked at it because obviously the corner was given, I think, to start, and then the referee, I think, was overturned to give the free kick to Mexico. Was a try and play a ball forward. And nothing is happening in terms of attacking or creativity in this game. It's an absolute dogfight. It is nip and tuck in terms of, you know, neither side's giving much away. There's a lot of challenges going in, but we're not seeing a whole deal of quality. Lionel Messi, most creative player on the pitch, he's been marked out of the game so far. Give credit to Mexico there. There's free kicks awarded now. Offside flag has gone up against Irving Lozano. It is in danger of absolutely boiling over and just becoming a bit of a kicking contest.
Yeah, he's offside. Two players actually offside on that clearance from the keeper. That's lazy from Lozano and Vega not to get back, and Argentina actually caught them out there with a nice defensive line. But yeah, it's the street fight at the moment, isn't it? You know, you might as well not have a ball on the pitch because the ball isn't really a factor in the game. It's just about waging war between two teams who are trying to gain the sort of physical upper hand.
Yeah, great deal going on in terms of attacking play. Maybe Di Maria can do something. Again, he's a player of Mexico. When he gets it straight away, they're swarming him. They know the players that need to try and keep a hold on. Messi, Di Maria. I mean, Martinez has had absolutely nothing to feed on so far through the middle. So Mexico will have a throw on this near left side. So Gallardo will take it. It's Gallardo. He's been challenged. That ball was thrown down the line. Argentina have it back now. Ooh, and then it's a late challenge that comes in. It's a thumping one from Irving Lozano. He's gone through Alexi McAllister then, who has gone down to the floor, gets the free kick. All it will be is a free kick, but we said they're not leaving anything away from these challenges, are they?
No, Lozano, he was the one that was in conversation with the referee a moment or two ago. He's just gone in like a bull in a china shop there into that challenge with McAllister and, you know, brought him down. He's done it in a way where he stood on his feet, but it's still very reckless, and it doesn't augur well for any football being played in this game anytime soon.
I think the referee for me has actually done quite a good job in terms of only one yellow card's being handed out, because if he started dishing them out early and for those kind of challenges all the time, you'd have about 10 plus bookings at the end of this match. I think he's trying to keep the lid on it. Can't be giving too many cautions out at the moment anyway. Maybe second half is when he'll start to be a little bit more card happy. Argentina have a free kick again, just over halfway.
The referee's letting Mexico get away with a lot there. So that there were three players within about 5 yards of that free kick when it was taken.
Yeah, Di Maria driving forward down the left, but he just overruns it slightly. A little interception comes in from Alvarez, who seems to be okay from that Stampy got earlier on, behind though for a corner kick for Argentina. But they don't have a great deal of height in their team, Argentina, compared to, well, I say compared to Mexico, but they're not the biggest team to go up against.
They've actually reduced that, haven't they, by taking Romero out and bringing Lisandro Martinez in. But he's got a good jump, Martinez. You know, I think they would send. Yeah, is he there up there for the? Trying to work out whether Lisandro Martinez is actually in the penalty area for this corner. No, he's not. Is he? He's coming in now.
Left foot out swinging delivery comes in, and it was aiming towards him. It was a teammate that got the head to it first, but out towards his right-hand side. Oh, it was a sliding challenge comes in again. Rodrigo de Paul goes down this time. I think that'll be a free kick, and again the referee, he's having a word with him. He's basically saying no more or don't do that, but it's a heavy challenge on the ball.
Any other game in the World Cup, it's a yellow card. The referee, you know, he's definitely trying to keep 11 v 11 for as long as possible here, but I just don't think the players are making that possible for much longer.
No, it's Alexi Vega this time who had the challenge. He doesn't get any of the ball. He dives in. He takes the man down. Yeah, running a tightrope at the moment, although only one player booked. That was Néstor Araujo. That was a deserved yellow card for the centre-back, but Argentina do from this set piece. Messi standing over it. Got it 1, 2, 3, 4 in the penalty area. Got a couple lurking on the edge. Ochoa just stepping a few yards off his goal line. Messi got a bit of magic in him. Does he go for a shot here?
He won't go for the shot, but I think he might try something out of the ordinary. Maybe they could try and move the Mexicans in towards the 6-yard box and then slide it out to De Paul on the edge for a shot.
Jostling the area. Tell you what, the referee, he's got a hard game to officiate, I have to say. You described it as earlier on, as Messi steps up left-footed, goes full.
You were right.
Straight at the goal, and
you were right.
Punches it up into the air, then he sort of drops it, but the free kick's being given, maybe a little nudge on Ochoa, and it will be a free kick, but yeah, Messi's tried it.
Ochoa's not the tallest keeper, is he? But he never moved. He kind of almost anticipated that it was heading his direction. But the punch then was like a volleyball player's punch. He didn't go back over the crossbar like most keepers would want it to. He then put it into the danger area, and he got lucky there that he got fouled.
Yes, Lisandro Martinez, wasn't it, the Man United man who just put his arm across the sort of the side of the face of Ochoa, and keepers go down quite easily, don't they? They usually get the free kicks awarded towards them. We've had 34.5 minutes gone. It's Argentina 0, Mexico 0. And there's not a lot of football to be talked about so far. There's been some heavy challenges in. The sort of game plan by Mexico is to get stuck into this Argentina side, and they put some challenges in, put some tackles in. Just the one yellow card given out so far. Now they try and come forward, but that ball's been headed away. Flick on by Martinez. Then Messi goes down. He's saying he got clipped then by the ankles by Hector Moreno, but the referee's saying play on. But then there's a free kick being awarded to Argentina now. Someone's got to tell these two sides, come on, let's play some football.
I mean, it's just, I don't think anything the referee's probably realised there's nothing that he could do in terms of issuing yellow cards or laying the law down. He's really going to change anything here, so you just got to ref it the best way you can. You know, he's got to use every trick in the book here that he can to try and keep a decent spectacle, but it's hard.
I think the only way the referee can do it is start giving out a few bookings now and just say, all right, if you do this, you're going to get booked. You're going to be down to 10. You know, who knows what will happen? Who knows how many players will end up on the pitch? But he's got to try and do something to stem the flow of challenges coming in, because both sets of players and more Mexico as well, they're putting more challenges in. Are thinking, just get away. We'll take him out here, but we won't get booked. But coming forward down the right is Di Maria. He has looked one of the most liveliest players, but then he gets challenged fairly, says the referee. But then the ball is toe poked out, so it'll be an Argentina throw.
He skinned his marker there, didn't he, Di Maria? But then he ran infield towards more Mexican midfielders who plugged the gap. I think that's the right thing, to get it out to Di Maria, because it does make things happen. And you know, if Messi's double marked, then Di Maria should have a bit more space. But he just took the wrong option then as he got past the first man. He should have carried on down the line.
Yeah, I've had some shocker 0-0s in this tournament so far, but this is probably the worst of them at the moment, in terms of at least the other 2-0 that had. The teams are trying to play a bit of football and trying to create, but it's wayward. Long ball out from Ochoa goes one bouncing out for a throw for Argentina. So Mexico have just stopped trying to play any sort of football, and Argentina are not being allowed to try and play football at the moment. But again, it's very sort of rushed. It's defence to attack, defence to attack. Nothing's going through that midfield for either side at the moment.
Yeah, and Mexico, no, great chance for them. They play Saudi Arabia last game. Just don't lose this game, don't lose heavily in this game, and they will have a great shot at making the last 16 if they can beat Saudi Arabia in the last game. So the fixtures have worked out quite nicely for them. It's the worst scenario for Argentina. They've lost to Saudi Arabia, so they have to get something from this game, and then they probably have to beat Poland in the last game.
Yeah, I suppose that's right for Mexico, isn't it? Yeah, they'll be on 2 points, wouldn't they? Beat Saudi Arabia on 5 and you're through. Doesn't matter what happens in the other game.
I think even if they lose this game by a small margin, there's a scenario where they could win the last game by a big, goal difference, and go through that way with 4 points.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Like you said, the fixtures have fallen quite kindly in how the results have gone as well. But coming forward now are Argentina. It's with Messi as he tries to dribble his way towards the edge of the box. He finds Rodrigo de Paul now. He gets towards the byline, but he's overran that one. Behind for a goal kick, and done for Mexico there. Rodrigo de Paul trying to attack from midfield. Just look at the other sort of options on midfield-wise for Argentina. Classified midfielders anyway. You got Andrew Paredes, Ezequiel Palacios, Thiago Almada, Alejandro Gomez, Enzo Fernandez were the other midfield options in this side. I mean, Almada's only had 1 cap, Fernandez only 4 caps, so close to a relatively inexperienced. Yeah, it just seems to be a little bit of imbalance with this side. I mean, I don't know where the Argentina is that we're racking up results ahead of the World Cup.
Yeah, I think they obviously rely a lot on Messi, and when he's not functioning at a sort of level that you would associate with the world's greatest player, then here we are. They can't get him involved enough in the game. Even when he is involved in the game, he's not really having the sort of impact that he's done in the past. And yeah, here we are. They look like a rabble.
Yeah, I would agree there. Mexico took an absolute age to take that throw in. They somehow managed to scramble it back in their possession after seemingly making a hash of it as Mexico have it inside their own half. They've tried to play 3 passes and the last one's gone out of play for an Argentina throw on this right side. These men who have possession back. Now it's out to this near side where Di Maria has it. Has the overlapping run then from Montiel, who he finds. Montiel looks up, tries to deliver one in, hits off the legs then of Moreno and behind for a corner kick, and another set piece opportunity for Argentina.
Yeah, the whole officiating team are being put under massive pressure from the sidelines by the 2 coaches. I've seen Martino gesticulating and waving at the linesman there, and the linesman had literally nothing to do on that last bit of play.
Yeah, the corner's taken short, then it's whipped in from the right, and well, the header is from Lautaro Martinez, but can't get it on target, wide and slightly high as well. Just delivery in from Di Maria. Difficult one. He's been challenged just enough, I think, to put him off. Then was the 3, was it?
Montes, yeah.
Yeah, Montes then just enough. He didn't get anything like Montes, but his sort of jump up around him would have put Martinez off and sort of unsighted him for a split second. We've got 4.5 minutes plus any stoppage time to go. I mean, for all the challenges, there's not been that many stoppages, although the referee, there's going to be change made out of absolutely nowhere. Andres Guardado, the skipper, is going to have to come off, and he's going to be replaced by, was that 14, Ezequiel?
Eric Gutierrez, I think. This is not tactical. This is not injury related. This is a coach who is not happy with the first 40 minutes of Andres Guardado. The last straw was when he passed the ball out of play about a minute ago. And I think Martino has just turned to the bench and gone, right, you're off, you're on. And he's not there to shake his hand when he comes off. No, he does pat him on the head eventually. But that is purely, you weren't performing, mate.
No, it wasn't. I mean, he's the skipper as well. He's the one that's setting the tone, isn't he? Or at least sort of getting the orders around. And when he's not fully on it, then no one else is really singing from the same hymn sheet.
He looked absolutely gutted to be taken off that.
But just extended his record as the all-time cap holder for Mexico, but he became the all-time record appearance holder for Mexico in the last game. Guardado, he's just put another cap onto his tally.
I think Eric Gutierrez played with Guardado for a brief spell at PSV Eindhoven, so they'll know each other well, but they're slightly different types of midfielders, playing the same position, but I think Gutierrez is a bit more sort of, I don't know, a bit more sort of considered in his use of the ball, and perhaps won't, just go herring round, chasing lost causes like Guardado may be doing. I think it's a sort of semi-tactical decision. It's based on Guardado's performance, but I think it's based on he wanted a bit more control of the midfield.
Yeah, trying to come forward here at Mexico, and then there's a foul, and there's going to be another yellow card. The first yellow card for Argentina, second of the game. So again, this came from Argentina just sloppily giving away possession midway through their own half. It's Gonzalo Montiel who has gone in the book, and Mexico with a high press again were quickly onto it, and it was that recent serve Gutierrez who was just onto the ball first. Yeah, it's a poor challenge from Montiel.
Yeah, just beats him to it, but you've got to be more controlled in your actions. But all the players are playing with the sort of handbrake off, aren't they? And Montiel's just fallen for that, that challenge there, the mistimed challenge, because Gutierrez has poked it past him, and he'd been running in behind, so it's absolutely right that it's a yellow card, and we'll see if they can do anything for the free kick.
Yeah, this is closer than the one Mexico had 10 or so minutes ago when they tried a little training ground routine. This one is definitely in shooting range, and Alexi Vega, well, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a dig here. What is he, about just shy 30 yards out?
I'd say it's just inside 30, but it looks a lot more possible to hit a shot that might beat Martinez from this kind of range than the previous one, where they went for an elaborate sort of cross to the back post routine.
Just less than 30 yards, and it's just like a yard left of centre as well, so it's hard for the goalkeeper here, Emiliano Martinez. He's got to put his wall in position and hope that they do everything right. They've got a player, again, like there usually is these days, sort of laid down on the floor.
Messi used to do that job for Argentina, the draft excluded, but he's now marking.
Yeah, as he steps up, Vega right-footed, and it's on target, but it's a smart save by Martinez then, who plucks it out the air, diving to his right, and now tries to get Argentina going on a quick counter as Messi then just dribbles his way over halfway. Good challenge comes in from Gutierrez, though, puts it out for a throw for Argentina. But at least that was a bit of intent and a decent shot from Vega.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a free kick, direct free kick goal, have we, in this tournament so far? I mean, only 24. This is the game number 24, I think, isn't it? So perhaps perhaps you wouldn't expect to see one this early on in the tournament, but there's world-class players out there, and there haven't actually been that many saves even from direct free kick shots, because a lot of them have either gone over or hit the wall.
As Argentina coming forward, about to find out how many minutes of added time there are as Argentina swing a ball into the box on the left. It's way over hit though, and should just bounce out. It's just ushered away by Jesus Gallardo. Just see replays of Vega's free kick. It's a good free kick. It's going to end up in that sort of top left corner, but Martinez has just read it. He's just made that step early on. He's watched it all the way. Smart save by the Aston Villa shot stopper.
We hadn't even had a goal from outside the penalty area until yesterday in the World Cup, when Cheshmi hit that one for Iran, and then later on in the day Gakpo from just outside the box found the net for the Netherlands.
Strike from Cheshmi. 5 minutes of added time has gone up on the board, which we've had close to a minute of now. Is there going to be any sort of opportunity for either of these two sides to go ahead, or pretty likely, as it sort of has been from about 5 minutes into the game, it's probably going to go 0-0 at half-time as Argentina trying for an attack down the right. Again, the ball is just slightly overhit. Montiel, it doesn't really fancy going into a challenge there with Jesus Gallardo, and just again ushers that one behind and allows it to roll for a goal kick. But I suppose, like we said, out of the two managers, Martino will be the happier, the Mexico head coach, and it's more on Argentina, it's more on Scaloni to make something happen.
Yeah, familiar shots of Scaloni scratching his head on the sidelines. He was like that in the second half against Saudi Arabia and couldn't come up with the answer. Another puzzle being posed to Argentina in this game, and we'll see if they can do something about it in the second half, because they don't look like they're going to score in this first half.
No, they don't. Again, it's the balance just seems wrong. It's just completely bypassing midfield at times, it seems, for Argentina. And they need someone in there, I think, just pulling the strings a little bit. Argentina have possession on that halfway, and is De Paul, but then he toe hooks it straight into the path of Gutierrez, who is then taken down by Messi. Frustration shown by Messi. I don't know whether that's a bit of, he didn't think it was a free kick, or he was frustrated at the pass to De Paul. But De Paul, I mean, he's just toe poked it straight towards the Mexican player.
Yeah. I think, I was going to say, Gutierrez, he's not man-marking Messi, is he? But he seems to be quite near him a lot. At the moment, he's moved away into a sort of obvious midfield position. But, yeah, just have to keep an eye on what they're doing with Lionel Messi. They're not man-marking him, clearly. He's moving between players at the moment and nobody's following him. But they certainly nullified the threat of Messi in his first half. And, you know, that seems like it's more than half the job. You keep Messi quiet, you've very much got the better of Argentina.
Yep, no, I fully agree. Keep Messi quiet, and then they've kept Di Maria quiet, who's, say, is kind of like second in command when it comes to the creative attacking players, and those two haven't been able to do anything. Those two not involved has stopped Martinez getting service and being able to maybe play on the shoulder of the defender. There's been nothing coming towards him, and yeah, it's at the minute it's sort of job done for Mexico. We said a point here for them is fine for them. Then they go into the match against Saudi Arabia, they get the win, and then they're through into the next stage. The masters of getting through the group stages, aren't they, Mexico? But not about getting away from the round of 16. Knocked out in that stage in the last 7 straight World Cups, as Chavez has possession now for Mexico. I mentioned him a lot in this game so far, I have to say, but to be fair, Hector Herrera next to him in midfield's not done a huge amount, just maybe a lot of running and pressing. Just less than a minute and a half with the 5 added on to go, as there's a little bit of a risk taken at the back, I should say, but Mexico managed to work it out towards his near left side for Gallardo. Gallardo then tries to play it down the line, takes a little flick off the legs of Montiel and out for a throw for Mexico. Messi's thinking what a few of these Argentina players are thinking at the moment, but they need a rousing team talk at the break, you feel. To do with the players just sort of resetting themselves as well, and just getting back to try and play a little bit of football.
Tempo's dropped, hasn't it? You know, it was very, you know, just frantic in the opening half an hour. It's dropped a little bit now. It might be a bit more football being played.
Was Vega, he has a crack on the half volley from sort of around 25 yards out. Just sort of chested it down, fell up, sort of sat up from nicely, but as soon as he hits it, that's straight over.
Yeah, I don't blame him for having a shot. It did sit up nicely, and you think, well, okay, it's a shot to nothing really, but yeah, he couldn't keep it down.
It's a header forward then by Moreno, back towards the halfway line. 20 seconds of the 5 added on to go. I have to say, this is not a first half that will live long in the memory. Argentina do have it now. Is there one last opportunity maybe for them to try and create something? Di Maria has it on the right. He just gets away from a challenge and still coming forward now. Ball play towards the edge of the area. Finds his way back to Di Maria. Now to Messi. Slips it down to the left-hand side. Low ball in then. And it's clear behind for a corner kick. That was better from Argentina, but good defending.
Yeah, McAllister's involved in the move 3 times there. He's definitely starting to come to the fore in this Argentina side, but in the end, it was Messi who passed it out to the left, and Acuña's ball in to cut out behind for the corner.
Last action of the first half this will be, we've had 5.5 minutes of added time, just 5 and up on the board. Messi steps up, left foot, outswing delivery. It's an awful, awful corner by Messi. Headed away by the person at the near post, and the referee's blown for half-time. At the break, it's Argentina 0, Mexico 0.
away in this crucial Group C World Cup match with Argentina and Mexico deadlocked at 0-0. I think sort of arm-locked at 0-0 really, because it was more like Mexican wrestling than it was any football match in the first half. At least they had the decency to take the masks off anyway. But we're underway, second half, with Argentina in their familiar light blue, white colours, black shorts, going in the second half as we look from left to right, hitting an early ball forward towards Lautaro Martinez, but Mexico mop it up. So what do they need to do second half then? Both teams really. Mexico, would they be much more happier than Argentina?
Yeah, no, I think Mexico will be the happiest side from that first 45. They've stopped Argentina from playing football. They've nullified the threat of Lionel Messi. There was no notable shot on target from Argentina. I think there was the free kick from Messi out wide, which Ochoa punched into the air. There was no real danger. And apart from that, there's been absolutely nothing. So yeah, the more, like I said, the onus is more on Argentina to come out and try and get the win. A draw works okay for Mexico, yes. I mean, you know, it's kind of taken for granted they beat Saudi Arabia in the last game, but they'd be confident they do that, Mexico, and they get through. For Argentina, getting a point, it's a lot more difficult going up against Poland.
Yeah, I think they played very differently against Saudi Arabia in that final game. Mexico, this is definitely a sort of a face that they've shown just for this particular game. And they're swarming around the ball again now as Messi tries to play it in field. Gutierrez gets it away. It falls back to the halfway line. And now Rodriguez plays it out to Acuna on the left. Then it's played in towards McAllister, but he's been robbed there by Herrera. McAllister tries to nick it back. He's gone down, but he's used his arm. And the free kick has gone to Mexico. Hector Herrera having a big influence on the midfield area. Tried to just chip that one. In fact, it was Chavez who tried to chip it through. Herrera was there. He left a shoulder in on McAllister after he'd handled it. That was a bit of a cheap shot as well.
They know how to do little cheap shots, don't they, Mexico? Yeah. They know how to rile teams up, you know, and especially they know how to rile Argentina up, and they're waiting for reactions, aren't they? See Argentina players get into trouble. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the referee does officiate the second half. He was leading in the first half, only 2 yellow cards, 1 for each side. Whether the card comes out more this time, we'll have to wait and see.
Martinez goes down, doesn't get a free kick, and Mexico try and hit on the transition. It's a good ball up towards Lozano, who's approaching a goal. He goes for goal, but it's well blocked by Otamendi, or maybe Rodriguez, and it comes out here right-hand side to Kevin Alvarez. He goes with a deep cross looking for Lozano in the box. He can't control it. It's a skewed clearance though by Martinez, but the keeper has bailed him out.
Yeah, I was almost there for Mexico. The quick break was good, but the shot was not the right option to take. They slid the ball in on the right-hand side. That's better. When Mexico had the chance to counter, they looked good.
And McAllister now starts to move into Mexican territory and dumps it off to the left-hand side where Acuna's in support. He makes a run further forward, but it's gone back inside to Messi. Messi's chip ball looking for McAllister's intercepted and cleared by Araujo. High ball over the halfway line. Nobody in green chases it. It goes all the way through to Emi Martinez. He's in green actually, but a slightly different shade of green than the Mexican home strip. El Tri. Kit mirroring their flag, green, white and red. As he goes back to Guido Rodriguez. Played back by De Paul to Otamendi. And he works it wide to the right-hand side. And Di Maria, all left foot, of course, coming in all the time. It goes back to Otamendi. Wants neighbours in Manchester. It's back to... in fact, it looks like... yeah, that is Rodriguez, isn't it? And that's given away. As... Mexico get a little bit unlucky there as the ball bounces away from the intended target, and Montiel has it for Argentina. Play to Messi, deep in his own half. He tries to carry it over the halfway line, finds McAllister. He pops it off to Acuna on the left, challenged by, or closed down by Alvarez, so it's worked back by Lisandro Martinez. Guido Rodriguez plays it out to the right, and now it's with Di Maria. Di Maria comes inside, allowing some space for Montiel to charge outside him, but nothing really happening at the moment for Argentina. They're just sort of stuck in midfield and not able to do too much. That's a good ball to Messi, who's managed to wriggle in behind. Eric Gutierrez makes a challenge on the edge of the box and gives away a free kick. And Messi, with his first significant contribution in the game, wriggling away, wins a good set piece on the edge of the Mexican box. Yellow card as well.
Yeah, yellow card. For the first time, like you said, that Messi's been able to get the ball out of his feet and have a run at the Mexico defence. And they tried to get there and swarm him, but they made the rash challenge and given away the free kick, and it's a dangerous position. It's a chance now maybe to try and have a straight shot at goal here. I have to say, I don't think Gutierrez actually makes that much contact with Messi. It's Messi's actually left foot.
Yeah, his ankle.
It's the knee, doesn't it?
Either way, the referee was convinced that it was a free kick, and it was a clever little ball around the corner, wasn't it, from McAllister to release Messi in that situation, and it's perfect here, this position, for a left footer to strike. And well, I thought set piece at half time would be the best chance for goal, and this is it. It's Messi country. It's 22, maybe 24 yards out, judging by where the ball's been placed, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind who's going to take this free kick. So it's up to whether Guillermo Ochoa is up to the task here, if it's on target. This World Cup ball is meant to fly faster than any previous World Cup ball. They always come up with some marketing jargon, don't they, to that effect, or, you know, it does this more, it swerves more, or it flies through the air quicker. But we'll see now, as one of the world's best dead ball strikers is about to take this free kick. It's a 5-man Mexican wall. He gets it over the top of that wall, but it's over the bar as well. And like his free kick against Saudi Arabia, he had too much elevation. Yeah, disappointing for Messi. That wasn't sort of the greatest deal of conviction with it. It was if he was just trying to sort of help it, you know, he's just trying to float it in there, and it's right down the middle as well. It's not as if it's going towards the corner. If it was lower and it was on target, Ochoa would have made an easy save. I think so. Very disappointing for the Argentina fans who've become used to seeing the net ripple when Lionel Messi is on free kicks. Goal kick taken by Ochoa. 6 minutes gone, second half. Nice header from Acuna over the top of Alvarez, but it goes back to goalkeeper Ochoa. Just trying to work out whether there's been any sort of tactical tweaks at half-time by either coach. I think Rodriguez is sitting a lot deeper in the second half for Argentina, as Montes now clears his line. This one's an aimless ball hit towards Vega and headed up by Rodriguez. Then Gutierrez is in with a challenge, but offside's gone against Mexico there, as their 3-man forward line were caught by Argentina's back four. Just ever so slightly offside there. We're going to wonder how long it will be for the managers to wait until they change things up in the second half. Like we said, Mexico, the onus isn't really on them, but you know, will you see Raul Jimenez come on for maybe 20 minutes or something and offer a little bit more? Yeah, I think you would. He's definitely the favoured striker option of Mexican boss Tata Martino. Argentina have it halfway line. Montiel gives it short to De Paul. Serie A-based midfielder. Now it's back across the halfway line to Lisandro Martinez. Rodriguez plays it short to De Paul again. There it's worked wide to the right for Montiel. In fact, it's Di Maria. Montiel has gone further beyond him. Di Maria now just stops, crosses the ball into the penalty area. It's headed away by Moreno, and then there's a challenge on the edge of the box. The referee says free kick in the end. He waited a while before he gave it. I think he was waiting for any advantage to Mexico. Yeah, and it's a little bit better from Argentina, isn't it? They're seeing a bit more space and they're working the ball a bit quicker. And they have to keep doing that, because you wonder how long Mexico can keep this sort of press on them, swarming them and putting challenges in. You know, Argentina just need to get the ball going, you know, give the little 1-2s, you know, turn it around the corner. I mean, I don't think it'll be that long until maybe Julian Alvarez will come on for Argentina, and maybe even a change in shape would do them some good. One ball forward from Mexico is headed away by Guido Rodriguez, and it's sent back towards the edge of the box. Martinez to Acuna down the line for Lautaro Martinez. Little nutmeg there, gets the better of Alvarez, and he comes away and then gets the ball stuck under his feet. Plays it backwards to Guido Rodriguez. Actually spent 4 years in Mexican football, Guido Rodriguez, with America, Club America. I think there's more money to be made in the Mexican league, to be honest, than the Argentinian league. But he's now played in Europe with Real Betis. As De Paul looks for the overlap there of Montiel, but he was not running, and so it's cleared away by the Mexican defence up towards Lozano, headed away by Otamendi. Drops here to McAllister, and played back by Messi. Otamendi back to Messi on the halfway line. He's very deep here as he starts to go on a run, tries to take on Lozano, flicks it inside, fed back by Montiel there, but to no great effect, and it's gone out for a throw. So goal with his boots were for Lionel Messi, actually, but yeah, at the minute it's job done for Mexico, isn't it?
they've kind of stopped trying to do anything at the moment, bar just sort of sitting and soak up pressure.
McAllister playing a good game, actually, the Brighton man. As it goes wide to Di Maria. He tries to make something happen with a dribbling run down the left, plays it in low. Chance here for McAllister, who's coming in late, but a good tackle as well on him just as he was arriving, cleared the danger. And now Vega will try and keep the ball and relieve some pressure on the Mexican defence. El Tri go from back to front with a long ball up towards Lozano, but easily dealt with there by the Argentinian defence. And now Acuna can start afresh. It's with McAllister crossing the halfway line on his right foot now. Still going towards the edge of the Mexican box. Plays it square, a little bit short for Messi there. Gutierrez got a foot in and plays it back inside. Lozano let it run across his body and does really well and starts to move across to the left corner flag, but he's got nobody to pass it to. And then he wins a free kick with some clever work against De Paul. No, the referee says no free kick, and De Paul comes away with the ball. Plays it inside to Messi. Lozano gets up, absolutely incredulous, thinking it should have been his free kick, and now Di Maria's got the better of Gallardo down the Mexican left. Di Maria plays it back to De Paul, swept to Messi. There's a nice tempo about Argentina's passing here. They still haven't created any chances second half, bar the Messi free kick that went over, but they are playing with a higher tempo and seemingly probing around that Mexican box a little bit better now in the second half.
Yeah, they've been a bit snappier in the play, aren't they? Di Maria looks a bit more lively down that right-hand side. I have to say, I think Gutierrez, since he came on at the end, towards the end of that first half, Mexico, I think he's having a great game in that midfield. He's picked up possession a few times, and he's just breaking things up. He's doing really well. He's obviously fresher, younger legs than Guardado had as well. But I think, if you're looking at this from an Argentina perspective now, you'll be a bit more happy with how things are going. But still want some chances created. Lovely interception, tracking back from Chavez before.
Nice goal kick to Mexico as Messi's pass went out of play. We've just seen a substitution as well, and one of the midfielders you mentioned before, Enzo Fernandez, has come on for Guido Rodriguez. His race has been run, 57 minutes into this game. He's absolutely shattered, to be honest, but Enzo Fernandez now entrusted with the role of midfield anchorman. So Ochoa takes the goal kick, hits it high into the Argentina half, won there by McAllister. He's one of the smallest midfielders on the pitch. He got up really well there. Ball drops though to Montes. In fact, it's Araujo who's on a yellow card. Plays it back and gets another chance to knock it forward. This one into the channel is met on the volley by Lisandro Martinez. High ball dropping on the halfway line. Hector Herrera underneath it with the back header. Here's Fernandez's first header, but it's going to be nicely popped off there towards Gutierrez in midfield by Chavez. Now Gutierrez again gets it, looks down the left-hand side. There's a storming run made here by Gallardo, but cover across from Otamendi. They almost got in each other's way, the Argentinian defenders there, but between them they work it out quite neatly. And Otamendi clears up to Di Maria. Played back into Messi's feet, still inside the Argentina half. And the former Barcelona star, of course, now Paris Saint-Germain, finds McAllister, back to Messi. Ghosts past Gutierrez and tries to flick it through, just caught up in traffic there as Mexican defenders close ranks, and it's cleared up to the halfway line. Really lone striker's role now for Alexi Vega. He's battling hard with Lisandro Martinez. He's won a free kick.
Oh, he did really well there, Vega. The long ball downfield, and he immediately just sort of looks for Martinez and just backs into him and makes it to that sort of challenge. Martinez just needs to kind of just shove him away a little bit, or when he saw Vega just backtracking into him, step to the side and then go and get the ball. He sort of got sucked into that type of defensive battle there.
I still can't believe there's only 2 yellow cards in this game, James. It feels like it's been a street fight from the off, but 3 yellow cards, of course, because Gutierrez had one in this half. But it's a free kick to Mexico, and a rare opportunity for them to put some pressure on the Argentinian box. They're holding a high line here, La Albiceleste, as the free kick goes in from Vega. He's going to try and whip this one into the 6-yard box. It's just headed away. Nice back header from Otamendi, and coming away with it here is Montiel over on the right. Good ball down the line for De Paul, tracked though by Alvarez, who came all the way across and knocks it out for a throw. Throw into Argentina, 0-0, an hour gone now in this Group C encounter, and still we haven't had anything really amounting to a serious opportunity, a serious save made by either keeper. Just that free kick in the first half, which Martinez stopped. was more or less a save for the cameras, really, wasn't it? He always looked comfortable there.
Yeah, it's been easy enough, isn't it? I mean, it's definitely better from Argentina, and they are controlling possession a bit more. But the more they're coming forward, actually, I think Mexico. I think that's just soaking them a bit more and try and hit them on the break, use the pace that we have. I feel there's a goal in this game somewhere. I don't think we're going to get more than one, but it could go either way.
Argentina still in possession. They've had it for a minute or so. A foot comes in there from Chavez. It falls to De Paul. Cross goes in early, headed away by Montero in the defence for Mexico. Argentina are going to get it wide again. De Paul stabs it in field. Messi. In fact, no, it was Montiel who gave it back there. Now Martinez finds McAllister about 30 yards out to Di Maria. He swapped flanks now, and Di Maria on his natural side going inside the penalty area, trying to work it in field. It comes to Acuna. Square to De Paul, taken in a tight area. He can't get round Lozano, who's helping out his defence there. He tries to play it away as he goes down in a challenge, and the referee says no free kick again. He's letting a lot go here.
Yeah, no, I thought that was fine. Both challenges that were okay. Lozano, I think he just couldn't quite get the ball under control. Good, strong challenge came in, nipped the ball away from him.
Yeah, not every bit of contact should be a free kick, and that's the way that Daniel Osato has refereed this game. Over to the right-hand side now, Argentina come. With Di Maria, he's gone back to his usual side. He comes in on his left foot looking for a shooting angle, then checks back onto the right, back onto the left. Tries to play it through, looking for the run of Martinez, but was well covered and blocked at source. De Paul, again, knocks it square. Back it goes towards that right-hand side for Angel Di Maria. He whips an early ball in, headed away by Montero. Moreno rather, at the heart of that Mexican defence. De Paul is going to carry it again. The Atletico Madrid man. And it's back to Lisandro Martinez. His ball down the line was well read though by Kevin Alvarez. Wins the next tackle, but it's only going to run out for a throw-in deep in Mexican territory. The players look absolutely out on the feet there. This is time for the change, and this is time for the player that you mentioned a few minutes ago.
Yeah, Julian Alvarez coming on for Lautaro Martinez. I feel sorry for Martinez because he's a hell of a player, but he's had absolutely nothing in terms of service towards him in this game. And then, unless the service gets better behind, then Julian Alvarez is going to have the same old problem.
And Gonzalo Montiel is also coming off. He was on a yellow card, so this might be quite a clever switch from Lino Scaloni. Take off a player who was in danger of getting sent off, and he's sent on Molina. A like-for-like change, I think, with Nahuel Molina coming on. He's also at Atletico Madrid now. Made the same trip as De Paul from Udinese. Here's a chance for Mexico down the right-hand side. Lozano's looking for a corner, but he's crowded out by two Argentinians, and he goes out for a goal kick.
I thought he'd done superbly well there, because there's no support within about 50 yards of Lozano there, and all he could do was hope to get a cheap corner. Unfortunate that he didn't. Mexico in danger at the moment of just, they set their stall out, haven't they, in the past sort of 10 or so minutes. It's just sit deep and soak up pressure, and they're not committing many bodies forward.
Fernandez out to Di Maria. And he tries to square it to Messi, edge of the box, goes the left foot strike, decent effort, what a goal from Lionel Messi. You expect something like that from Messi, and you've got that from Messi. It is one of the sensational goals of the World Cup. Spectacular sort of low scudding effort beyond Ochoa from 25 yards out, and Argentina have the lead.
What a goal that is from Messi. He's been kept so quiet in this game so far, but he just gets that little half a yard, then gets into this space, and that is a superb strike. Like you said, sort of a low scuttler across the top of the surface into the bottom right corner. Ochoa's at full stretch, he can't get anything on it. When they need a player to turn up and produce, Lionel Messi so often does it, and he's done it again.
Yeah, what can you say that's not already been said about Lionel Messi? 35 years of age. A few doubted him in this game, but there's nobody within 10 yards of him. Gutierrez, where is he? Herrera, where is he? He's the nearest player in the end, Herrera, to closing down, but he's not there on time. It's a great effort, but I think Mexico will look back at that goal and say, why on earth did we let Lionel Messi have 10 yards of space on the edge of our penalty area?
Yeah, it's poor in that aspect, but the touch from Messi, all it is, it's one touch inside of his left foot, drops it perfectly in front of him to a couple bounces, and he just eyes it up, winds up his left foot, and then just smashes it into the bottom right corner. It's brilliant. A worse touch than that, and he doesn't get the shot away. He doesn't have the time to wind it up and get the shot away, but it's just absolutely sublime.
Mexico need to come out of their shells now, don't they? They're 1-0 down in this crucial Group C game. Lionel Messi, the iconic Argentinian, has given his side the lead and maybe rescued their World Cup campaign. It's his 8th World Cup goal. Joint second highest score for Argentina, just behind Diego Armando Maradona now. And if Maradona's watching from up on high, I think even he would have approved of that goal. It was right out of the top drawer. Mexico making a change now.
Yeah,
bringing on another sub. Kevin Alvarez has gone off. In fact, double change. Alvarez and Lozano have gone off, and Antuña and Jimenez. You mentioned Raul Jimenez as a big option. Well, you've got to bring him on now because they're chasing the game.
Yeah, they do. They need more. I mean, it was slightly dangerous in terms of how they were approaching the second half, where they were just sitting, trying to soak up pressure, but Argentina was seeing a lot of the ball. They weren't creating, but it was, Mexico were not committing bodies forward at all, and it was just coming back at them, and another yellow card.
Yellow card for Hector Herrera. He's been walking a tightrope all game long with his off-the-ball niggles, and he's been yapping at the referee as well. This time it's for a lunge on Acuña. So that's the 4th yellow card issued, 3 to Mexico, 1 to Argentina. And they're going to make a double change now. La Albi Celeste. So Lionel Scaloni wants to try and hold on to what they've got by bringing on some more defensive-minded players, I think.
Let's see who that is there. Cristian Romero and Ezequiel Palacios coming on.
Yeah, ball up towards Jimenez, who gives it off to the right-hand side. Antuña tries to cross. Substitutes combining straight away there for Mexico, but it's blocked at the near post and cleared away by Argentina. Fernandez chases. Doesn't quite fall for him if it was Alvarez who was chasing there. Now it's played forward by Mexico, deflected off Acuña for a throw-in. We've reached the midpoint of the second half now, James. Argentina 1, Mexico, and they'll take you through to full-time. It's going to be James Mason.
Yeah, thank you very much. See if there's any hope for Mexico, or whether it's just going to be Argentina getting what will be a big, big victory for them. I think the referee was going to say let's make those changes, but I think he's been unhappy with how long they're taking, so we won't have those two Argentina alterations. We'll see how this throw goes first. Down the right-hand side, battling away. Jimenez then plays one into the penalty area. It's brought down by Lozano. Nice chest, but he's forced out towards the edge of the box, and attempted ball down the left from Gutierrez is intercepted or blocked away. Let's go back on the halfway line where to try and start something again. That's a neat ball down the right-hand side where Jimenez takes it well, and then he just managed to scramble one down the line. Maybe an opportunity for this one to go into the box. Jimenez plays it back out to the right, low ball in. Is that behind for a corner kick? It is.
Anywhere would do there for Rodrigo de Paul. He's looking over to the sideline nervously as if maybe his number could be coming up soon, but he's covered a lot of ground today. It's going to be Alexi McAllister, who is the midfielder withdrawn at this point, to be replaced by Ezequiel Palacios, and it's Angel Di Maria. This really is a defensive change, isn't it? Di Maria off as well at this point.
Yeah, this is let's shut up shop, and well, again, it could come back to haunt them a little bit here. Argentina 1-0 up, but you go too defensive early on. Mexico obviously going to step out now and try and be more attacking. Maybe feel...
They've changed their mind. Oh, no.
Oh, he's been told to go off the other side.
He's been told to go off on the short side of the pitch by the referee, who's having none of the time-wasting tactics.
Going on at the moment is, just see, Romero coming onto the field of play. To scribble down all these changes that are happening at the moment. McAllister and Di Maria are off. Ezequiel Palacios, that's on the field of play. So Mexico just breaks down a little bit for them. This near side, Argentina have themselves a throw again. I suppose it's sort of the longest day of execution for Scaloni, isn't it? If Argentina get the win, if they get past the group stages, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to have the balance of this team right at the moment. And obviously, if you take out Messi, he scored the goal, but he makes them tick. They look a little bit lost at times, Argentina. And Messi does have possession again. He plays it out towards his left-hand side. Nice ball here, low in from the left-hand side of the field. Falls towards the edge of the box. Oh, dearie me. Right-footed strike from Molina first time. Puts it over the bar.
Yeah, he's gone for glory there, hasn't he? He was winding up for a strike, and it's just flown off his outside of his boot and gone high, wide, and handsome into the Argentinian fans, banging the drums behind the goal.
Indeed, as Mexico have possession just outside their own penalty area to try and get things going. Subs that recently came on from Mexico as well, Real Antuña. 25 years of age, 38th cap that he's winning in this game. Mexico, well, they've got less than 20 minutes of stoppage time to go. I think there'll be a lot of stoppage time, I have to say. The changes have happened, and the goal, and a few challenges going in. I think, at the minute, I think we're probably on to having something like 7 or 8 minutes, but see how that goes as Mexico is striding forward with the ball with Cesar Montes, but he overruns it and eventually boots it behind for a goal kick for Argentina. Just a few expressions, frustrated expressions maybe on the face of Mexico. Now, I mean, they've got to have plan B now. Plan A was not allow Argentina to play football, kick them a bit, but now they've got to do something different.
I mean, they're sort of in a bit of a funny spot at the moment, I think. In terms of getting through this group, losing 1-0 to Argentina, it may not be a total disaster. If they go for an equaliser and overcommit, and they lose 2-0 or 3-0 to Argentina, that is a disaster. So what do? If you're Mexico? You try and just take your medicine here and go, okay, well, we've never beaten these guys before in the World Cup. We're perhaps better off focusing our attention on having a big win over Saudi Arabia in the final game. And then there's every possibility that a big win over Saudi Arabia in the final game gets them through in second place, as either Poland or Argentina will take one or the other out.
Yeah, they're sort of hedging the bets, aren't they? That they beat Saudi Arabia, like you say, maybe by a few goals. In Argentina, Poland, one of those wins, and then Mexico, they get through. So yeah, it's a fine balance, I think, at the moment for Tata Martino to try and know what to do, but they are trying to come forward now, and Mexico long ball downfield, and there's a chance there for Antuña to try and collect it, but he miscontrolled it. It's booted out of play. Will be thrown to Mexico on this right-hand side. Just still feel there's maybe hope, there's maybe a chance for Mexico to potentially get themselves back in the game. There will be another change made, and it looks as if Hirving Lozano is the man that's going off, and Roberto Alvarado wants to replace him.
Yeah, Lozano's worked really hard. A thankless task really, almost operated as a lone forward, and I suppose Alexi Vega has been on there, but they've been split very wide, that they've hardly been within sort of 25 yards of each other all through the game. And he's worked incredibly hard, come back and helped out in midfield as well. He can be proud of his display, even though at the moment it's like a losing cause.
Yeah, he was very quickly, in credit to Lozano on that far side. Roberto Alvarado on plays football for Guadalajara domestic stage. Jimenez will be through the middle here. Mexico trying to get any sort of sniff of a chance that can come his way. Still isn't quite the same player, Jimenez, since suffering that fractured skull. Doesn't play with the head sort of cap on that he has anymore, but he's had his other injuries that have come his way, and it's never going to be easy, is it, for a player who's had that injury to them, especially as a centre forward, to throw yourself at crosses like coming all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that's his game as well, isn't it? He's built for aerial duels. I think you look at his goal scoring record, prior to the injury, headers were his bread and butter, penalties were his bread and butter, and he's not really scoring either of those at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's been difficult for him. Had very little playing time for Wolves this season due to injury. He played very little leading into the World Cup as well. He had some minutes in a friendly before the World Cup. He came off the bench in the first game for about 20 minutes or so. He's pretty much got the same time again in this match. Hard for him.
I don't think Wolves would have been too happy to see him involved in that friendly either, to be honest, because they basically only let him go to join up with Mexico early on the understanding that he was going to be sort of nursed back to fitness very slowly.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Julian Lopetegui can get out of Jimenez at Wolves. It'd be interesting to see if Lopetegui can save Wolves. Is Argentina trying to come forward now? Argentina won, Mexico nil. Mexico were nearly giving the ball away in a dangerous position, but they hold on to it. Gutierrez plays out to the left then for Alvarado, one of the recent subs. It's back inside now, and Eventually the free kick is awarded.
Did so well
there.
Yeah, really did well there, Alvarado. He had Otamendi right up his backside trying to stop him from turning, but he used the fact that he got too tight to turn and then won a free kick. So yeah, it's best that there was on offer in that situation, I think.
Yeah, two very different styles of managers, aren't they? No, Scaloni younger than Tata Martino, but Scaloni's basically not stopped moving around in his technical area, shouting, sort of throwing his hands around. Martino's kind of just stood there, sort of throws a few facial expressions, but it's more calmer.
Yeah, it could be a crucial factor in the end, really. I mean, at the moment, the crucial factor is Lionel Messi. One moment of magic is going to settle this game as things stand, but you can't disregard the influence that coaches have on their teams. And yeah, maybe Scaloni's demeanour, maybe Martino's calmness could make a difference in the final 15 minutes plus stoppage time.
It's now in a minute, Argentina on the way to a big 3 points for them, keeping themselves in the World Cup. A defeat would have sent them home early, but they're on the road to victory. Messi is the man who scored the goal for them. Mexico are just starting to see a bit more of the ball. This is what happens when they can actually allow themselves to try and play football. As a low ball into the area is taken down. Now it's with Alvarado. Good foot that comes in there. But Mexico still have possession. It's now in the centre of the pitch with Chavez. Chavez then out towards the left side. Where Herrera finds Gallardo now. Back down the line. Now it's Argentina that have got to try sitting. Oh, and that's a poor ball though, as Argentina win possession back on the halfway line. It's with Palacios. Palacios then holds the ball. It's played further down the line, and Alvarez has got a chance to run forward now. Mexico trying to get back here. Alvarez into the penalty area, squares it, looking for Messi. Oh, and it's just a crucial foot that comes in, this time from Hector Moreno. But again, Mexico don't fully clear their lines. Argentina have it back, and that's good play by Acuna. Gets away from him as he skips inside. No foul given though. Thought there could have been. And Mexico try and just pump the ball upfield. Ball drops down, and the referee, well, he's happy with the challenge because Argentina have it back. Alvarez then tries to play it back for Messi in the area. He keeps it in. He now digs it back in. Ochoa sticks out a leg, out for a throw on this near left-hand side. And it's a bit better. It's more pacey.
I mean, would it be cruel to say that Alvarez has done more in 2 minutes than Martinez, the man he replaced, did in 75? It looks pretty impressive, this from Julian Alvarez. He's come on fresh against tired legs, though, hasn't he? So perhaps a bit hard to judge Lautaro Martinez's performance against that. But if I was Lionel Scaloni, I would be seriously giving consideration to starting Alvarez in the next game.
Yeah, I mean, he's done superbly, Alvarez, hasn't he, in terms of he went to Manchester City in the summer, and there was rumours that he was going to get sent back out on loan. Guardiola was like, no, I'll keep him. And he's had to play second fiddle to Erling Braut Haaland, but when he's had the chances for City, he's banging in the goals as well.
Yeah, it's he looks fresh. He looks full of ideas. He's trying to play a 1-2 with Messi on the edge of the box that almost came off. Not seen any of that really from Lautaro Martinez in this game.
Mexico trying to come forward, but the play just breaks down for them. Argentina have it back, and then the ankles are taken away there. Hector Herrera on Ezequiel Palacios, and Herrera needs to be careful because he is in the book. I'm not sure if he was one of the players that were already on a yellow card ahead of this game, so if you get 2 yellow cards, then you're missing for the final group match. Argentina just sort of slowing things down. They're in no hurry to take their free kick at the moment, and it's no rush for them to do that. They're trying to see out this game, and 1-0 is good for them. They won't mind. Doesn't need to be any bigger scoreline than that. It's just getting the 3 points is the crucial factor for them. Argentina now do take the free kick, and they work it back towards Otamendi. Down the line, has Otamendi done anything to suggest that he should be starting the third game as well? He wasn't great in the first, but got the sort of the faith was retained in him by Scaloni.
I mean, he's played okay today, much better than against Saudi Arabia. I think he'll probably go with an unchanged team. I would say, he's desperate to find some kind of consistency, some kind of chemistry out there. And okay, maybe it's taken until a few substitutions have been made that they've got the goal tonight. But I would think the fact that they were solid and starting to look like the better team before the Messi goal, it means he'll go with the same 11 if he can.
Yeah, Yeah, of course, it's a lot of games in a short period of time, and some players are a bit more sort of injury prone to others. But see if you can stick with the same 11. But they still need to see out this victory at the moment. Argentina 1, Mexico 0. We've got 10 minutes to go plus added time. I still think there'll be a fair chunk of added time put onto this game. There's been a few sort of disruptions. There's been quite a few substitutions in the second half as well. As Mexico now with the ball inside there and off. Just before the halfway line, it's with Montes de Gutierrez back towards the defender. Argentina a little bit of a press on then, forcing Mexico to go all the way towards their goalkeeper, Ochoa. Jimenez then, shots of him. Really been able to get involved in the play since coming on as a substitute, but I think there was such a lot of subs for Mexico in sort of a short period of time. It's maybe just sort of disjointed their play a little bit. Rado, Jimenez, Antuña coming on, have come on. As Araujo plays the ball down the line, then there's a leg that comes out this time from Palacios, takes down Miguel Antuña, and it will be a free kick to Mexico on this right side. It's an opportunity for them to maybe get a long ball into the box.
Yeah, I mean, playing for set pieces is not the worst idea. You know, they've made a couple of good changes because, you know, Raul Jimenez, like I say, useful in the air. Alvarado, taller than Lozano, who came off. And they perhaps might have a bit more presence in the air for a free kick like this.
See what they can do. It's a left-footed in-swinger into the area. It's headed up towards the far post. Now it's nodded back towards goal, but that's a poor one, really, from Hector Moreno, straight at the goalkeeper. Argentina doing just enough there to hold off Mexico. Yeah,
Emiliano Martinez coming with a confident claim there, protected by Lisandro Martinez, who was trying to box off in front of him, in front of a Mexican striker. Defensively, they've been much better today. You know, they were caught out by a couple of lightning strikes, weren't they, by Saudi Arabia, but by and large they've protected their own goal well enough today. What's been clearly evident is that, you know, barring one moment of magic from Messi, they still don't look cohesive going forward. But, you know, one moment of magic per game at this World Cup would do it for them.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. When they've got Messi in the team, they've got that X factor, as everyone always says, someone who can produce something out of nothing. Everyone knows what Messi can do. I think Argentina still have hope when Messi's in the side, and we said what will most likely be his last World Cup. Is he now? He's 35. Yeah.
He's already said it's his last World Cup, hasn't he?
Oh, has he said that? Okay,
yeah.
That one I missed.
Yeah.
Not playing when he's 39 then in the next World Cup.
No, I think you can see the finish line now, can't he, Lionel Messi? He's always struck me as a player who, you know, perhaps knew when the time would come, unlike his great sort of rival and you know, sort of contemporary Cristiano Ronaldo. He's just going to carry on until, you know, it's physically impossible for him to run, I think.
Yeah, I think it's nice to go when you're the peak of your powers to say, you know that you've maybe got no more left in you. But I suppose Messi's got Copa America now under his belt with Argentina, doesn't he? The World Cup's the missing piece. That's the one trophy that he'd like to add to his CV. And then I suppose it's that bit where if he wins the World Cup, is he then described as the greatest ever? If you don't have the World Cup, can you be the greatest ever player? Can you be better than Maradona or Pelé?
It's a question for another day, that one, James. I could you know, I could probably spend all you know, the next 24 hours talking about that one, debating that one.
As it is, we've only got 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go to try and see if there's another goal in this game. I said that one goal, you know, either way would probably separate these two teams in the minute. That's what it is with Lionel Messi's sublime strike into the bottom right corner. As Mexico, well, although they're seeing more possession since they've gone behind, they're not creating chances, are they? Emilio Martinez hasn't had a great deal to do.
No, he's been protected pretty well by this defence. The changes that have been made as well, I think, you know, have given a bit more protection in the midfield. You know, Fernandez, since he came on, has been pretty good, so covering the spaces, and yeah, I think you know, I think they're looking good for a 1-0 here.
Yeah, there is a corner though for Mexico. There's a ball played in deep from the left, and Nicolas Otamendi, although conventional international way, sort of acrobatic clearance. It bounced behind a couple of times after it was just seen behind. And what can Mexico do now? Cesar Montes looks like a big unit then coming up from the back. Eric Gutierrez in there as well. Left-footed out-swinging delivery towards the near post. It's a shock. It doesn't beat the first man, and Mexico will get it back. It's with Alvarado down that left. He then puts in a ball, which is that's even worse than the corner. There's now Argentina trying to counter-attack, and there's a really good opportunity now because it's 2-on-2 there's an overrun ball there, and it's been cleared out for a throw for Argentina on this left-hand side. What an opportunity that is, but Rodrigo de Paul, just when he needed to keep his composure, has overrun it.
Yeah. The slight challenge was coming in from a mile away, and I don't know whether he saw that the challenge was coming in and sort of just the touch was loose. Yeah, it was poor that from Argentina on the counter-attack. Messi, though, great ball to find him, but De Paul just couldn't quite control it well enough.
Stemmed that chance to counter from two woeful deliveries in the box. The first from the corner and the second from Alvarado deep on that left-hand side. Just purchase on the crosses, really. Argentina then just whipped the ball quickly to Lisandro Martinez. Now out towards his near side where Acuna will come forward. He's faced up against his man at the moment. Then a Mexican player comes across in Herrera, but Acuna does well. He just flicks it off the legs then. The Mexican defender in Araujo behind for a corner kick, which I don't think Argentina will be in any hurry to take as things stand. Sauntering.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mexico, this isn't a bad result for Mexico. Okay, it's not what they came for. They came for a win, they came for a draw. They're going to lose 1-0 as things stand, but just don't go 2-0 down. You know, you give yourself a great chance of qualification by beating Saudi Arabia. Let's face it, you fancied a chance to beat Saudi Arabia before the game, before the tournament, and there is the second goal, and that is disastrous for Mexico. From the corner, it's played short, and it's been curled in from the edge of the penalty area by Fernandez, and that is game, set, and match.
That is a beautiful finish, but again, way too much space in the penalty area there for Fernandez. Guillermo Ochoa is screaming at his defence then and his team just for allowing that one. But yeah, Argentina, that's a little bit of gloss on this result for them now. It's a big goal for them, but Enzo Fernandez on as a second half substitute just bends it to that top right corner. Brilliant angle that we had from straight behind it as well. We could see that one going in. Yeah,
I mean, I got to feel sorry for Mexico, but really, they had to do better at that corner. It's a short corner. It's a player who perhaps they didn't realise had that in his locker, but you can't gamble like that. You know, you've got to close him down, and they just shut off it. They got an overload, 3-on-2. Gutierrez is slow to get out, but it's great footwork, and it's a fantastic goal.
Absolutely lovely. But yeah, Gutierrez just allows Fernandez. He just a little step over, goes inside of him. Brilliant finish. Ochoa's a few yards off his line. If Ochoa's on his line, probably gets to that and probably saves it, but of course his positioning, he's trying to stop that one towards his near post. But first goal, international goal for Enzo Fernandez on his 5th cap. I'm sure this is one that he will remember very, very fondly. But Argentina on their way to a big 3 points. They're staying in the World Cup as things stand. They'll be on 3 points. They'll be heading into that final group game against Poland. They will be. They would go up to second, actually, wouldn't they? Because they've got a better goal difference now than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he's been having a really good season for Benfica. I mean, look at what Benfica had done. You know, he's one of the stars of their team that have topped the Portuguese Primeira, gone through as group winners in that very tough group that featured Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain. And he's been at the heart of everything good that Benfica have done this season. And he's come on in this game, and he's produced a magical moment, one that he'll be remembered for the rest of his career.
Yes, a yellow card has been dished out here. I'm trying to think, I was going to say which Mexico player it was for. I think it's Roberto Alvarado who was being given the caution. I mean, Jesus Gallardo was unhappy with the decision, but it's Alvarado, the man that has been given the caution. Just trying to see how many yellows we've had in this game now. Again, not as many as you probably expect from how scrappy it's been. 5 yellows, I'm counting up there. Trying to do the quick math. But 4 have come from Mexico, so I think it shows maybe the referee has had enough maybe towards the end of this game with all the challenges going in.
I mean, the way it was going first half, you're thinking, it's not going to finish 11v11, but it looks like it will do now. Big 3 points for Argentina. They are back on track. Mexico, they just seem to have a psychological block, a mental block about this team. They can't get a result against them, however they try. But they've still got a chance. They beat Saudi Arabia in that last game, and they'll be hoping that maybe Argentina pull off another big win. 2 or 3 goals against Poland, and it'll be them going through in second place.
Yeah, Mexico's goal difference, 6 minutes of added time, which we've gone into now. So Mexico's goal difference is -2, and they're on a point. You've got Saudi Arabia on 3 points on -1. Poland are on 4 points on +2, and Argentina are on 3 points, and they're on +1 now on their goal difference. So it's still possible for Mexico, but Argentina coming forward again. They won't want to concede another one, Mexico. That would be disastrous for them. As it says on Mantes, does good work to step out of defence, and now coming forward is Alvarado down the left.
Yeah, what it does take potentially out of Mexico's hands is, is if Poland and Argentina draw. Although actually no, it still would give them a shot there, because Argentina would still only have the same points as them if they beat Saudi Arabia, and it would come down to goal difference. But I don't see Poland and Argentina just arranging a draw, a mutually beneficial draw for them to go through.
No. I suppose, they want to top the group, don't they, to make things what they would think is slightly easier for the round of 16. But Mexico coming forward down the right, ball into the box. It's a decent diving header away out to this right-hand side. The changes haven't really had the desired effect for Mexico so far. From their perspective, the referee's coming over to have a word with somebody. Don't know what's going on here. Mexico trying to take it through. All this played out on the pitch is Acuna, who I think has got a little bit of cramp. As Sancho Martinez is saying, I've got it. I'll stretch his leg out.
Yeah. The Argentinian physios wanted to come on there, and the referees decided that there's going to be no more lengthy interruptions in this game, especially not for cramp. And he told the physios where to go there, basically.
The referee, I think, has just told Acuna to get up as well. He said, get up, it's only cramp. But I have to say, I covered South Korea's draw the other day, 0-0.
Uruguay.
But there were so many players cramping up for that game. I mean, the South Korean players were out on their feet at the end of it, just as if they got eliminated because they dropped to the floor at the final whistle. And there was about 5 Uruguayan players throughout the game who were having to stretch themselves out.
Yeah, it must have been a tough one physically there for both sets of players. But yeah, I mean, you can understand a bit of cramp. It happens. It's this is a tournament being played in temperatures approaching 30 degrees sometimes. Maybe a bit cooler tonight, but every single player is just sweat dripping off them from the second minute of this game. It's just been an incredibly intense fixture. Argentina are going to get a very, very big win, and it might just ignite their World Cup campaign now.
Yeah, they were second favourites coming into the tournament. Brazil were the favourites, narrow favourites. There was much between Brazil and Argentina, who were expecting the top two. I suppose I think Argentina...
Ooh, what's gone on here? That looked like a nasty one from Messi. Messi's gone into a challenge there on to Moreno. I mean, it probably looked worse than it was first time, but I've seen them giving us yellow cards.
Yeah, some over that slightly there. Messi puts his hand up, doesn't he, to say he apologised. As Mexico coming forward now, nearly a chance for a shot at the edge of the box, but it's been smashed clear once again. Argentina's defence are holding firm in this game. I suppose their victory is good for them, a couple of goals, but also keeping that clean sheet, having conceded 2 against Saudi Arabia. I think that's a big positive for them. It will give confidence towards that back line, and I think it also says, it credits Scaloni's changes, because he whipped out 3 of that back 4 that lost to Saudi Arabia, put this one in, and they've responded in this game.
Yeah, it seems like it's worked out well for Scaloni, or that the players have responded. I think the first goal.
Sorry, Alvarado there put a ball in from the left, and he looks like, to me, I thought he was absolutely hammered by the shoulder of an Argentina defender there.
Yeah, I think the players have responded to a certain extent to Scaloni, but really, it was 0-0, and then on the hour mark, Messi's come up with a bit of magic, and the game's just changed on that one moment.
Yeah, that was when Mexico, they just had to change the game plan, didn't they? They had to come out a little bit more. It hasn't worked for them because they've conceded a second. But like I said, there's still hope for Mexico to get through. They'll be eyeing a big win against Saudi Arabia as the ball is played into the penalty area. I suppose the issue for Mexico is it's not a given they'll beat Saudi Arabia, and it's not a given that they'll score more than one goal, Mexico, because they've yet to score in this World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's the attacking options, it's the lack of them. That's the big issue.
They'll play differently than they've done today. Today they were sort of very defensive-minded, 5 across the back. Midfielders without much creativity about them. Hard-working midfielders were favoured. I think they'll get a different personnel, different formation out against Saudi Arabia, and they've just absolutely got to go for it.
Indeed, it's got about just over 30 seconds of the 6 added on to go. It's Messi who has the ball. You think that his shirt pulled away from him by Araujo. It just must be so frustrating going up against someone like Messi, who is still at his age that he is still one of the, if not the best footballer around.
Yeah, it's good for the tournament. I think that Messi's still going to be playing meaningful games in it now. Today could have been his last meaningful World Cup match. Had they lost, it was literally, he would have played in the last game against Poland, but it would have been very much, an anti-climax really to his career had there been nothing on that game. But as it stands, there's going to be plenty on that game. There's going to be plenty on the round of 16 game should they avoid defeat against Poland. And you wouldn't want to play an Argentina with Messi in the kind of form that he produced in that one moment.
Yeah, I fully agree there. As we've had over the 6 minutes of added time, ball down the left with Argentina. It's backheel down the line by Acuna. Referee's had a look at his watch about 4 times. Ball is cleared out and the full-time whistle goes there. So a big 3 points for Argentina then, inspired by Lionel Messi, who opened the scoring in the second half, and then Enzo Fernandez curling in from just inside the area. Full-time, it's finished Argentina 2, Mexico 0.